What is up, everybody? Hi. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to another live training. I'm Ren Lopa, the CEO and co-founder of Wolf and Rabbit Inc. I'm so happy to see you guys. Hi, I see you all jumping on. I'm so excited you're here. So I ran a poll earlier this week to see what everybody wanted to kind of hear about today, where you're feeling kind of the most stuck on Instagram and with growing your business and getting in those high-end clients. And not surprisingly, which you'll discover as we get into this training, but I had a feeling this would be the result, but you guys wanted to hear more about how to turn followers into clients. Okay, which I love. What I like the most about it is that it's very focused on the end result, right? Which makes me really happy because so often we're just doing stuff, we're just winging stuff, and sometimes I think we disconnect a little bit from our purpose, our intention with what we're doing. So that's something that I really like about it. For those of you who are here, I would love for you to just drop in the chat maybe your specialty or where you're watching from. I love to get to know you guys and also to see how small our world is. It's so much fun. Okay, so let's jump into this, turning followers into clients. So when I was thinking about what to name this training, I could have gone a bunch of different ways. So it could also be called, marketing with purpose, or monetizing your Instagram, or turning posts into profit, right? And really getting our followers to turn into clients, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat, that's really the point of all of our efforts. So like I was saying earlier, I cannot tell you guys how many times I have spoken with hairstylists and I have just seen that they are just creating, they are just writing captions, creating reels, posting random stories, creating those highlight bubbles, building a website. They're doing all of this just mostly because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do, and less because they know exactly how their dream client is going to get from stranger to booked appointment, from stranger to a sale. And so I really want to, with this training, help to ground all of you in where Instagram sits in your client journey, right? And, making sales or booking appointments, I talk about it a lot in terms of booking appointments because that's the most relatable for y'all. But it could also be called lead generation, client acquisition. It could be called your marketing funnel. We just have to remember that, like I said, every single thing we do online to grow our business plays a part in our funnel. And when we are actually aware of the part it's playing, we can show up a lot better and we can actually cut out a lot of what we're doing that's just kind of wasting our time, which is my favorite thing to do, is how, when I get to tell people all the things they can stop doing, because how much freedom is in that? 80% of what I was doing was a waste of time. Great. I just got a ton of my time back. That feels so good and freeing. So if you are really just feeling like you're ready to truly use Instagram as this asset in your business, as this functional tool to actually make money, then this is the training for you today. And I do just want to pre-warn you, I have a couple of my luxury client method students here. I have Ariel who just joined. So hey Ariel, happy you're here. So you'll get to learn way more inside of the program. But for those of you who aren't inside yet, some of what I might say today might surprise you and you might not love it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to say, commit to listening to this whole training. If you can't watch the whole live, bookmark it and come back later. The replays are always available on my profile, or you can catch them as a podcast, the Successful Hairstylist podcast. So make sure you come back in and finish the whole thing because you need to hear what I'm going to say in this training if you're serious about using your Instagram to make money. Okay, so I want to help you guys turn your Instagram into an asset. And when I say an asset, what I mean, for example, is that like for my education business, Instagram generates over 6 figures a year for my business, like from Instagram specifically. A repeatable process. I can systematize it. I can now outsource it, okay? So that is an asset that I now have and own, even at 5,000 followers, okay? And there are hairstylists out there who are using their Instagram to generate even $1,000 plus a month in their business. So from the online education space, obviously it's there, but wherever you are in your business right now, you can monetize your Instagram and do it in a repeatable way. So a lot of times we might get a few people who come in, we might get a few appointments booked, and we're like, oh my God, that was amazing. But we honestly have no idea how it happened, right? Like that used to happen to me all the time, where I would have a rush of, let's say, referrals or a rush of people who found my profile, but it was like a fluke. It didn't really happen again. I didn't know how to repeat the process and make it happen again. It was just kind of like something that would randomly happen, and obviously I loved it. But the point is that we want to build Instagram into an asset that you can repeatedly and consistently get money from. So here's where it starts to get interesting, okay? As entrepreneurs in general, we are always in a rush to the end, okay? Like we want the end result yesterday and we're jumping to the end. So for example, many of you, like in my poll, it was like, if you guys saw the results, you saw it was like the votes for turning followers into clients was like this long, and then all the other categories were like really, really small, okay? We are focused on the end result, but honestly, turning followers into clients is step 3 of 3, okay? So turning followers into clients is like the last step in the process. And if we think about this in terms of like hair color, right? We can wish and hope for our blonde clients to reach this perfect platinum blonde. But if we don't have the foundation to get her there, it isn't gonna happen, right? If we don't have the right tools, if we know the skills hypothetically, but we don't actually know how to implement or execute the skills to get her to that end result, it's just a hope that we have. So turning your followers into clients is very similar because we're jumping to the end without first having that foundation there. So what is the foundation? What you need to have, and I'm just gonna talk about this briefly because I wanna give you a very practical way to turn your followers into clients, okay, from wherever you're starting. But what we need to have in place before we can actually turn our followers into clients is we need to have, first of all, the right followers, right? If a bunch of hairstylists are following you right now, that's super fun, but we obviously need local women following us to turn them into a paying client. So we need the right audience, and then the second thing that we need is we really need to understand that these strangers who are coming to our page, who are hitting follow, how to get them to trust us, how to show them I'm an expert, how to show them why I'm the best choice, right? Even think about for my business, there's so many educators out there and so many brilliant minds. Why would you choose to work with me? I want that to be clear from the second you land on my profile and all of our interactions after that. So the right followers and getting them to trust you is the foundation. Okay, but like hypothetically, let's say you guys have that on lock. So then what would you do? And again, this is where everybody leaves the chat, okay? But the number one thing that you can do every day to turn followers into clients is take 20 minutes a day and build actual relationships. And I'm just gonna repeat it one more time because you guys really need to hear this. The number one thing you can do every day to turn followers into clients is to take 20 minutes a day and build actual relationships. And typically when I say this, so this is this real life example. Typically when I say this, I have stylists stop me and they're like, wait, Ren, wait. I don't think you're understanding. I want someone to find my page from a hashtag. Then I want them to go to the link in my profile, book a bunch of services with me, and then I see them the next day. Like, that's what I'm trying to do here. I don't think you're understanding the process I'm trying to, like, we're not talking about the same thing. But genuinely, that is a perk that a 10K stylist might enjoy after spending years of building her business. So often we are looking at people who are already successful for clues. Of course, that is logical. It makes total sense. But we cannot implement the same strategies as people who are a million steps ahead of us. So wanting people to hopefully find you, hopefully click a link and book with you, hopefully be the right person, show up to the appointment, you vibe well. All I hope you hear is hope, right? We're hoping for that. Again, it's like a fluke in our business. When instead, you could be fully in the driver's seat, making this happen day after day after day. I think about it too as like, we're trying to get to the automated, to this automated place in our business before we've built that. Before we've done all the troubleshooting and worked out all the kinks and know exactly how to make it happen, we're trying to jump 10 steps ahead. So what I want you to consider is that if you can just slow yourself down a little bit and focus on the basics, you are going to be able to be so successful. And even though building relationships in the DMs or with your local followers is probably not what you were wanting to hear today. You were wanting some cool, flashy hack that you could do. But remember why you got into this industry in the first place, right? Like, we joined this industry with the heart and intention of knowing people and making them feel better about themselves. Like, we are in the people business. We are in the relationship business. And so I think that you're going to find, once you can accept that this is the path, that it is going to feel really good. It's actually going to feel great. And it's going to become one of your favorite parts of showing up for your business. And as much as you might want it to be a different way, with social media, this is the way. And I would argue with any marketing, even with running ads, okay? Even with running ads, we have to master the front end process before we can run ads and automate it, right? I have run ads. Like, I'll just give you an example. If you were to try to write an ad out of thin air, right? Out of your head, it is just not going to do well. And if it did well, it's a fluke. But if you take something you've already created that everybody has already gone crazy about, and now you turn that into an ad, you're 5 steps ahead because your audience has already told you what they like, what they want to see more of, what they adore about you. So you've done the testing, and now you can run better ads or have a better head start in it. So knowing the relationships and building that is such a key piece in growing and being successful. And if you want more of the step-by-step, if you think about, Ren, building relationships, what does that look like? What does that sound like? Like, what am I supposed to say? Then, I mean, obviously, you can experiment, do some tests. I have genuinely done all of that. So if you want it already done for you and already like handed to you on a silver platter, then I would love for you to come and join the Luxury Client Method. Come and join Ariel here. I see Lacey's here. Come and jump in with us because you are going to get the step-by-step, not only of how to build relationships. Hi, Cece. Cece's another amazing person who is in my program. So if you want all of the steps, all of the scripts of what to say, not just for building those relationships, but also in terms of how to grow the right audience. You know, sometimes we get stuck on step 1, and so we're jumping to step 3. You know, growing the right audience, knowing how to build trust with them. That's another question mark, right? Like, well, what does that look like? Like, they saw I can do pretty blonde hair, that's enough, right? Having more intention in your business is super life-changing. Thank you, Lacey. I'm so glad to have you as part of everything. So having that power, because again, there is power in being able to repeat it and truly understanding the part that it's playing in your business. And what's amazing is when you truly understand the step-by-step process, like I said, not only can you eliminate most of what you're probably already doing so that you can focus on what matters, but this is something that can work on every single platform, because it's not about an Instagram hack. It's not about a quick marketing technique. It is true, like CEO level, like strategy in your business. And it is so, so freeing. So all of that to say, this is how you can start to turn your followers into clients, by building the foundation, okay? Having the right followers who trust you and actually like you and think you're cool. And then also taking that next step and building those relationships. So I hope that this has been helpful for you all. If you are interested in joining the Luxury Client Method, we would love to have you. You can DM me the word method over on Instagram. It is at Ren Lopa Official. And otherwise, I will see you all online, but I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.